Hey, I'm Hannah with Grant Frog, and I'm going to show you how you can plan out your entire yearly grants calendar using Grant Frog. Grant Frog is a grants management system made to help you track your grant proposals, grant reports, funders, clients, and tasks related to your entire grants process. I'm going to show you how to do this in Grant Frog and how you can have a smooth sailing year. Here we are in the Grant Frog dashboard, and you can see here that you can see all of the grant proposals that are pending, how many you have open, what's due in the next 90 days, your open tasks, and a few more really important things as you're going through your day as a grant writer. Now, here's what we're going to do is plan our entire year. Let's say you've already done your research, you know about 10 to 15 grant proposals that you're going to write over the next year. It could be more, it could be less, but with Grant Frog, you can manage all of this in one place. So the best thing to do when you get started in Grant Frog is to just go ahead and go to grant proposals. All you need to do is add a new grant proposal. Now, when you're adding these grant proposals in here, I know as a grant writer that you may not exactly know how much you're going to request 6 months from now from a foundation. You may not exactly know the exact due date, and you may not even know what program you're going to ask for. These are pretty common to really kind of think through as you get closer to the grant proposal, and things change. So that's not a problem with Grant Frog. But what we're going to do here is we're going to add a new grant proposal and just have a title in there that semi talks about what we're going to do, just enough so that when you look back here in a few months, you understand what you're looking at. So once we choose add a grant proposal, we're going to enter in the title, and I'm just going to go through one here, and we're going to say feeding penguins at the zoo. And I already have some funders in here, so we're going to add a new funder. But if you've already gone in and added some funders, you can do that and choose the ones you've already added. But let's say this is a brand new funder. We've never gotten a grant from them before, so just choose new. And we're just going to call this Rockwall Family Foundation. If you want, you can put in information about their address and all that information. We're just going to say the website is rockwallfamily.org. Now, just save that. And it automatically will default and choose that funder. And you'll see later on the funder's been added to your funder list. This status, because we haven't written it yet, it'll be happening later in the year. We're just going to choose upcoming. Now you can see there's other options, and we'll get into more of those later. But while we're planning our grants calendar, let's just choose upcoming. We're going to enter in the due date. Now, I know due dates aren't always set in stone, and sometimes there's a range. But what you need to do when you're setting up your grants calendar is go ahead and choose a due date that's pretty close to the actual date that you want to submit it. So give yourself 30 to 60 days to know when it's coming. So in this one, we're just going to say that it's due November 8th. Now we're going to put in the amount requested. I have maybe an idea that we're going to ask for $25,000 from this funder. It may change as we get closer. I may end up doing more or less, but we can change that as we go along. So for now, I'm just going to put in $25,000. Now, the next fields are going to be once you've actually submitted the grant, and if you receive it, you'll put in the information about the amount received. But here we're going to choose a program, and I already have a program entered. If you don't, you can go ahead and press new and enter in a new program. I'm going to choose the Animal Health Education program. And if I wanted, I could put in notes about it too. So this could be related to the specific proposal. Maybe you talked to someone and they said, go ahead and email us the proposal. You could put that in the notes. So we could say, talk to director need to email. We can also add that as a task that relates to the proposal, but we'll get into that later. And if this proposal is for a client, you can also link it to that client. So we're going to choose the helping today. Actually, you know what? Let's choose the Ready Go organization. If you haven't put in a client, again, you can do like you did with the funder and choose new and put one in there. So now we just need to click save. So now we have our grant proposal saved, and we'll be able to look back on this throughout the year. If we go over to the grant proposals menu, we'll be able to see in the upcoming category that we have our grant proposal here, our feeding penguins at the zoo. You can see the due dates and that it's upcoming and how much we're going to request. And since it's within 90 days of the due date, you can see that it's now shown up on our dashboard so that we do know that it is upcoming in the next 90 days, and we probably need to start gathering information on it. So that's how you enter in your first grant proposal. Now, what I'm going to do is go ahead and enter in several more to start showing you how this would look for your yearly calendar. Okay, now that we've added a few grant proposals, let's get really an overview of what our year looks like. So you can do this in a couple of different ways. You can go to the grant proposals menu and you can see here all of the upcoming grant proposals that are going to be due within this year. So you can see the due date of all of it. You can even sort it by the due date, and you can see the status and all the information that we have on it. Now, another way you can look at this is go to your reports. And then for the grant proposals, we can filter it by the due date. So this will give us an overview of what's due. So we're going to choose between August 1st, and we only put some out to February, but we'll just go to July 31st. And you can see here the dates that it put in. Now, that's going to list everything that is due within that date, but we really only want to look at the upcoming ones. So we'll go ahead and filter it by the proposal status and choose upcoming. So now we can see the list of everything that we put in, what we're going to be working on for the next year. And if you want, you can filter it further by a client. So if you choose your client, if you watch the video, the whole thing, you can see that I had added a new client. And so you'll be able to filter it by a client as well. If you want to share this with someone else, you could also export it as a CSV file and you can email them the file and they'll have all the information in these columns unless you remove some of them. You could also screenshot it and take a screenshot of it and share it like that. So at least then you'll know what's on the calendar and what you have planned for the year. So that's how you can plan your entire grants calendar in Grant Frog. Check us out. You can start a free trial at grantfrog.com. Thanks.